Well, thanks very much, Malandiri, and thanks to Luke Gosling as well for... I came to this museum in March, and there we talked about the commemorations for the 50th anniversary of Cyclone Tracy. I was a young boy in Sydney, but like the rest of Australia and indeed the world, we were shocked by the images that came from Darwin, with it being flattened on that evening of Christmas Eve into Christmas morning in 1974. This museum here and art gallery tells the story, and visitors to this great city are able to get some understanding of the devastation that was felt here in Darwin 50 years ago. The old museum was flattened that night and was just part of the catastrophe that occurred for this city. We know that at least 66 people lost their lives during Cyclone Tracy, and the entire city was completely flattened. The third time that had happened, going back to the end of the 19th century and then again in 1937. But the devastation that was felt during the Christmas time of 1974 still resonates today for the survivors of Cyclone Tracy. This will be a difficult period where people will remember lost loved ones and remember as well the traumatic experience that they had. And I'm very proud to be visiting here as Prime Minister, together with the Governor-General, Her Excellency Sam Mostyn, and indeed the Chief of the Defence Force, Johnson, who was a survivor of Cyclone Tracy, who'll be joining us over the coming day. These 3 days that I'll spend, I arrived yesterday, and I'll attend the commemoration and memorial service that will be held at dawn tomorrow morning. It's important that we reflect, that we honour those who lost their lives, but it's also important that it's an opportunity for us to remind ourselves as a nation that at the worst of times we see the best of the Australian character. In the aftermath of this devastating cyclone, we had individuals volunteer, we had people send up food, we had the Australian Defence Force commit to assisting with the rebuilding of this great city of Darwin. We had people throughout Australia provide their support, their funding and their commitment to the people who'd suffered through this devastating cyclone. And time after time, that is part of the Australian story. We are so resilient. When we're knocked down, we get up and we work together as well. And that's what we saw with the rebuilding of this city of Darwin into the modern metropolis that it is today, our northernmost capital, and a gateway into the fastest growing region of the world in human history, just to our north. So today and tomorrow we will think of the families for whom every Christmas means revisiting that grief and trauma. Christmas can be a difficult time for many Australians, but hopefully by gathering this evening and then where we'll hear some stories at the Railway Club from survivors, and then tomorrow morning at the commemoration, it will be an opportunity for us to pay tribute and to hear more about the story of Darwin in all its wonder. And this great city is now a thriving city, and that is a good thing out of that devastation. When you look at the impact that it had, it's beyond belief that people stayed here or came back here and were determined to rebuild their lives together. So it is an opportunity as well to remind ourselves that Australia is a country that's hit by natural disasters, and today we're reminding Australians as well of the warnings that are out there from extremely high temperatures, the warnings from bushfires in Victoria in particular, and a chance for us to once again thank the first responders, thank all those in the emergency services, in fire and rescue, in our national parks, in all those who assist at times where it is difficult. So please listen to the warnings and the alerts which are out there. It is a difficult time over summer here in Australia, and at the moment many Australians are experiencing that very much.